loss.
Centers for Disease Control, the American Dental Association, the National Research Council, and the Environmental Protection Agency all agree that the 0.7 level is safe and effective for babies, kids, and people of all ages.
There is a critical error in Dr. Wu's statement here that parents should be aware of. Although Dr. Wu claims that the CDC says 0.7 parts per million is beneficial for baby teeth, the CDC disclosed to the U.S. Senate last year that it is unaware of data showing benefits to teeth during the first 6 months of life. The National Research Council states that the optimum fluoride intake for a baby under 6 months of age is just 0.01 milligrams per day. This is about 70 times less fluoride than what formula-fed babies will consume if Portland fluoridates its water.
My concern is based in part on a large body of research finding that modestly elevated levels of fluoride can reduce a child's intelligence.
This may be the most serious misrepresentation of all. This article, often cited by anti-fluoride activists, reviewed studies from China, Mongolia, and Iran, including water samples in which the natural fluoride levels were 400 to 1,200% higher than the recommended level for fluoridating water in the U.S.
Dr. Wu is off base here. First, he fails to mention that one of the studies in the Harvard review found significant IQ loss at just 0.9 parts per million among children with iodine deficiency. This is only slightly higher than the level Portland plans to add to its water. 10 other studies in the Harvard review found significant IQ loss at 3 parts per million or less, a level of exposure that some Americans may be exposed to when all sources of fluoride, including fluoridated water, are considered.
The Harvard researchers who examined these fluoride IQ studies took the unusual step of publicly distancing themselves from the claims that anti-fluoride groups were making about these studies.
Also, it appears that Dr. Wu never contacted the Harvard scientists to verify his claim that they don't think their study is relevant to fluoridation. Dr. Wu relied instead on a newspaper article from Wichita, Kansas. Had Dr. Wu contacted the Harvard scientists themselves, he would have learned that they strongly disagreed with the Wichita paper's assessment. To quote the senior Harvard scientist who wrote the study, to which extent this risk applies to fluoridation in Wichita or Portland or elsewhere is uncertain, but definitely deserves concern.